Today's November the 6th. This is C Shift at Byron Fire Department. Today we're going to go over Mayday operation training. We're going to have a classroom lecture and then hands-on in the bay. All right. We've got a new guy in here. What is this book? You know what this book is?
No.
All right, Ali, do you know what this book is?
It's our SOG.
What is SOG for?
It's our guideline book.
Yeah, a guideline, keep this in mind, this is what you need to remember about this book. Everything from driving a truck to doing a Mayday calls in here to aircraft emergencies and everything. A guideline is just something to go by. It is not a procedure. It's not something that has to be done this way. If it was an SOP, standard operating procedure, you have to follow that. It becomes basically a law if it's a SOP. So this is a guideline. You got to have something to go by. And the reason why most fire departments use guidelines is because no call is going to be the same. So if we're talking about a call in here and there's a guideline, well, it may be fine for that call, but you may have another call where that same guideline is not, won't work for that call. So that's what that is. A guideline is something to go by, and you got to have it. All right, what we're going to talk about today is Mayday. Mayday operations. Does anybody know what a Mayday is for? You just got out of the academy. Tell us what a Mayday is for.
But any emergency situation that you cannot get yourself out of.
That's it. And when do you think you should call a Mayday? Yeah. As soon as you realize you got a problem. The moment you realize you got a problem. You know, if you're running out of air, if you get trapped or you get lost, if you get lost in the middle of this room, call a Mayday. Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to make fun of you. Now, we may have to go through some more training or something because of it. But as soon as if you get lost, if you're disoriented, you don't know what's going on, you call a Mayday right then. You don't wait till your bell starts going off, for low air. But page 85, 86, and 87 is our SOG for calling a Mayday. I'm going to go over just a few things real quick on calling a Mayday, reasons why. If you become lost or disoriented in a structure, if you become trapped, stuck, or entangled, if you're running low on air, if you become injured or exhausted and are unable to exit, if you become separated from your crew, if you lose contact with a hose or search line, or if your hose, if you got fire behind you, fire could burn through your hose. I've seen that several times where you just lose water. Something could go wrong at the pump panel and you lose water. Something like that. If you're caught in a collapse, if the ceiling comes down, if you fall from something or through the roof or floor or whatever, and if you have equipment failure, let's say your regulator, if you have to manually do your bypass valve to breathe, call a Mayday. That way you can have a crew coming in. You got a piece of equipment running bad. When you say a Mayday over the radio, you say Mayday, Mayday, Mayday 3 times. You have to try to be as clear as possible. Does anybody know the acronym for calling a Mayday? It's a nationwide acronym that fire departments all over use it.
Lunar.
Yeah. All right, so we'll write that down. What does that stand for? What's the L stand for?
Location.
Yeah. Location. What's the U?
Unit.
What's the N?
Name.
What is the A?
Assignment.
And what else?
R is resource.
Nope. What else is the A? Very important. Can't live without it. Air. And for Byron, we don't have the manpower like Jackson. I would be more worried about air than assignment because we're small. We're such a small department. That man right there is going to know each person's assignment. Either you're going to be establishing water, fire extinguishment, or searching for victims. It's as easy as that. And what is the last?
Resource.
Yeah, resources. Now, as we grow, as Byron grows, then your assignment comes into play more than it is now. All right. So, before we go over how to actually call a Mayday. Does everybody, I know there's somebody here that don't know, but does everybody know what this is? That's a building. First floor, second floor, third floor. I'm gonna do this. All right, this is the same building. That's the roof looking from a bird's eye view. How am I gonna label this building?
A, B, C.
Yep. So what's the front side? There's engine one there.
A.
Yep.
Okay, which direction? Left or right?
Which direction?
Clockwise.
So where does my B need to go?
On the right side.
Right here.
Side.
C and then D. All right. Everybody agree with that? All right. So this same building, that's just the bird's eye view, that's the front view. All right, if this man is trapped right here, what's gonna be his location when he calls on the radio?
Second floor, D side.
Yep. Or you can say side 2D. It's gonna tell me it's second floor, D side. The main thing you wanna try to remember on this is try to limit your radio traffic. The more you talk, the more air you use, and it's also tying up the radio traffic between that person down and the shift commander for sending that RIT team in. So that's why I drew that out. Hotel catches on fire. Let's say Ali gets trapped on the second floor on the D side. He's gonna say, I'm on side 2D. If he don't know what it is, he'll say, can you go into more depth? I'm on second floor, side D. Or whatever you wanna do. But what's the RIT team stand for?
Rescue intervention team.
Rapid intervention.
Yeah. What is a RIT team? Rapid intervention what?
Crew.
Yeah. Has anybody ever heard of FAST? Some people go use FAST. It's what it's like a FAST. Yeah, I can't even remember what it is, but some departments up north use instead of RIT team, they say a FAST team. But I can't remember what it stands for now. Do we have the manpower here at Byron for a RIT team? No, we do not. Can we make do with what we got?
Yes.
Yes, that's the key. That's the key. Basically, when somebody calls a Mayday, he's gonna get on that radio and say, all units hold your traffic, we have a Mayday. He can also tell the main pumper, engine one, sound your air horn. He can have everybody come out of that building except the guy come to staging. Then he can start assigning people to a RIT team. Hey, I need you and you for a RIT team. And if there's fire, he may say, all right, y'all stay in, fight, keep extinguishing the fire while these guys go in. So with the size of our department, the best thing for everybody's safety is for him to call, after the Mayday's done, get somebody to sound the air horn, have everybody come outside real quick, get a game plan, and go back in and get them. Otherwise, it's gonna be chaos, because you don't know. What's the best communication on a fire ground?
Face to face.
Face to face. Yeah, face to face. Because if somebody doesn't understand, there's a reason why this guy called a Mayday. If one person has a misunderstanding, that person could be called a Mayday. So you can have multiple Maydays. Something went wrong, All right, so calling a Mayday. What you do is you get on, and you're gonna be on fire ground 1, which is everywhere. Everybody goes to fire ground 1 when they have a call. You're gonna say, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Firefighter Shamsuddin to command. I have a Mayday. And then he's gonna basically get on the radio and say, all units, he's gonna key you up on fire ground 1. He's gonna say, all units, we have a Mayday call. Stay off this channel. He's gonna be direct line with you. So y'all two are the only two gonna be talking. If it's a fire, you're gonna have Jay Glenn more than likely there, Chief Greens, and Michael Sterling. So y'all don't come off fire ground 1. What one of the other guys need to do, Chief Green could get on here and go to another channel. Chief Green could be basically your operations guy. He's still in command. He's talking to you. And if I'm Chief Green, I'm standing right here to him. He's on one channel. He's on fire ground 1. I may be on fire ground 2. So he's talking to you, and I'm talking to the rescue team going in to get him. Get on 2 different channels. Very important. And that way with us being right here on the street together, I can hear everything that's going on. He can hear me That's the best thing to do is have two different channels, if you can, but a lot of times there's so much chaos, a lot of people don't think about it. But if you can go to two different channels, you got the manpower on scene. Now, if Chief Green wasn't there, nobody else was there, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. It's 3 in the morning, and a Mayday happens 5 minutes into the call. Well, you ain't got the resources to do it, so you're gonna have to be on one channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's step in
Yeah,
and say
come on.
something.
Come
I
on,
just wanna
Chief.
say one thing. Our RIT team, right now we got 9, and we're gonna have 10 people. So we ever have a fire, that's gonna be a RIT team signed immediately, meaning you'll be either with the IC or stage at the front door with a safety line ready to go in. Meaning you can't fight fire. Your job is to actually be on call, ready to do fire suppression and rescue. Everybody understand how that works with a RIT team. We're not talking about you going in, fighting fire, and then come back out, set up as a RIT team. You'll be set up as a RIT team from the beginning. So a lot of times you got everybody trying to rush to the line, and if no fire experience, you wanna kinda get that experience going. But you'll be assigned, 2 people be assigned a RIT team from the door. So everybody understand that? Got it?
And it could be
Just wanted to
somebody,
add that.
it could be somebody like the 2 driver operators. It could be your lieutenant on engine 1, it could be your lieutenant on engine 2. See what I'm saying? Where they're worried about pumping water and stuff. You could have those 2 guys as designated RIT guys. So anyway, so he called a Mayday, and then he acknowledged the Mayday. It's all units, we have a Mayday. And then he's gonna say, go ahead with your Mayday, firefighter Shepston. What are you gonna say on that radio?
After Mayday.
Yeah, he's already acknowledged your Mayday, and now it's your turn to tell him about your Mayday. So what do you think you need to do? There's the board if you need it.
Mayday. Firefighter Ali Shafdin, Unit 330, disorientated at second level, east side of the building. My assignment was search and rescue. My air right now is at 1700 PSI. I need air and help get my way out.
Yeah, good enough. That's what you do. And as long as you don't have to say this in order. As long as you get all of them, and that's all that matters. You see what I'm saying? That's all that matters. As long as you get all of them. But the easiest way to remember this acronym, remember LUNAR stands for moon. The moon is on the outside. It's outside. So basically, you're trying to get out of that house. Just think of LUNAR. Think of the moon. The moon is outside. So LUNAR equals outside, and that's your acronym to get out, right there. All right, now that you called the Mayday, he's got a RIT team coming in. What do you think you need to do? You're the down firefighter.
Stay in position.
And what else?
Stay in constant contact with DC.
Yeah, but you don't want to talk too much. Every time you talk, every time you talk, you're losing air. Stay calm. If you can help it, don't panic. Stay calm. Turn your flashlight on if you got one. What do you need to do on your air pack? Yeah, manually activate your pads. Yeah, and if you're on a wall somewhere, lay down. All your smoke. I mean, it just so happens if you run out of air, well, there may be enough oxygen where you can stay alive if you have to unhook. See what I'm saying? There may be, possibly. Trying to think what else I was going to throw over there. Let me think. It's just got a bunch of stuff in here. And everybody should read this. It's got some good information. Something you can tell him too that's not on here. Get the shift commander to tell you. If you tell him, hey, I went in on a right-hand pattern, relay that information to him. Because that could save your life, and also it could save the lives of these guys coming in. They can get to you quicker and get out of that IDLH atmosphere quicker. You see what I'm saying? So tell the guys, hey, if you went in on a right-hand pattern or a left-hand, tell them. The more details that you can give, if you can paint a picture in his head of what happened, the better. But do it. Don't be going on trying to say 2 paragraphs. I'm running out of air. Yeah, you talk for 5 minutes. But
And also, to add this, a
Mayday situation is not all the time just one individual. It could be two of y'all, where he's went down, and you know you can't get him out, so you still, don't try to be a hero. If you could, you go forward, you can. If you can't, you go ahead and do a Mayday situation, because he might actually be unconscious.
Yeah.
We have situations, people have heart attacks, stuff like that, and you're already exhausted from fighting fire, trying to do search and rescue, so just remember that.
Yep, what does PAR stand for?
Oh,
Yeah. Personnel Accountability Report. And when he says, you know, command to engine one, give me a PAR. You know, if he's on engine one, Cap Briggs is gonna say, everybody on engine one is accounted for. And he's gonna say, command to engine two, give me a PAR. You know, well, we got engine two firefighter missing. That's what it does. It lets him know that everybody's accounted for. You know, we gotta be safe. You know, nobody wants to get hurt, nobody wants to get killed. You know, that's the whole point of this. I mean, that's pretty much it. And there's a lot of times, you know, when people call a Mayday, they got themselves in a situation they shouldn't have been in. You know, and then on the flop side of that, a lot of times it could be a ceiling collapse. You know, back when I was on the volunteer fire department in Vicksburg, I fell through a floor. I didn't call it Mayday. I panicked. I panicked. I was about right here. You know, waist high. My air pack, the neck on the cylinder hung me up on the floor. I couldn't get out. Well, I had fire all around me. Well, I didn't panic at first, and then I started to panic. So what I did, I just took my arms, used my body weight. I knew I was in a trailer floor. I busted right through, crawled out the skirting of the trailer. So use that up there. If you get in the bind, use that up there. Once a Mayday is called, can you cancel a Mayday?
no,
Huh?
no.
Yes, you can. That's why you need to read this SOG. Read it. It's important. It'll save your life. Cancellation of a Mayday. A Mayday situation can be canceled when the firefighter has been rescued or the situation has been resolved. Communication must be made to all units of the Mayday cancellation. A PAR, which what he would do, a PAR/roll call must be done immediately. And that's pretty much it on the,
Who can cancel the Mayday?
huh?
Who can cancel the Mayday?
If you get out, firefighter Shamsuddin to command, I made it out. You can cancel the Mayday. Simple as that. As and Dorsey may have heard this, but has anybody ever heard of Tony Tadlock in Flowood? Died in the line of duty, and it was Easter Sunday of 1988. Has anybody ever heard of that story? Real quick, I'll tell you about it, and we'll be done it was an arson fire in Flowood in a two-story building, and you can read about it online and stuff. If you ever go to Flowood, the Station 4, the Central Station now, they got a thing about it. But and at Flowood, I taught this once a month at Flowood because it's important. It can save lives. And anyway, what happened was it was an arson fire. The second floor collapsed on him. He was 6 feet. So basically, from that door to about right here, came down. He was pinned. He couldn't call a Mayday. Keep in mind, it was 1988. They had no pass devices. The pass devices were those little squares.
Yeah.
They didn't even have them at Flowood then. I don't even think Mayday existed then. That's 30 years ago this year. You know, it came down. He got pinned. He was just like this. He had his, regulator screwed in. I'm sure. Have you heard this story?
Yeah.
Regulator screwed in, and he basically he was not injured or anything. The guys couldn't get to him from the outside. They could see him. They couldn't get to him to remove the debris or get to him or whatever. Well, he was just like this. And when his bell started going off, he was doing just like this, trying to break the seal on his mask. He suffocated in his mask. His hands were pinned, and he could not unhook his regulator. And when they did the autopsy, they could see how red his skin was, where he tried to rub blisters, trying to break that seal, just doing that for about 10 minutes. So sometimes you can't call a Mayday. Sometimes your hands may be, you could have two broken arms. Just lay there. That pass device is going to go off. Your partner's going to know. If it kills your partner and you're there by yourself, pass device is going to go off. Yep. But that's it on the classroom lectures. Anybody have any questions or anything? No, somebody does. Did I miss anything? Sure. Chief Andy?
No. Nobody got any questions? And, I understand this is going on.
Yes.
Okay, hello to everybody that's listening. All right, we'll do this, probably every shift, there'll be some kind of training. But on this defensive driving thing, I think we're gonna do that once a month. But we'll put these masks on, we'll dress out, and we'll do simulate some search and rescue, either in here or in the back.
That'll work.
All right.
That'll work.